what's going on? And welcome to another episode of Dominique The Podcast. You know how we do it on here. You know, we gonna laugh, we might cry, but we ain't gonna lie. I got some lovely guests today, some OGs in the game, been knowing them a long time. You probably know them too, but I mean, you know, you seen them. They've been out here working. You know what I mean? I got the great Buddy Lewis, my OG, and my good friend, Shane Forbes up in the building. How y'all doing?
Angry.
So we were having a good conversation off. Shane was saying how well Buddy does, and if you know anything about Buddy is an award-winning writer, a stand-up comic. I mean, hey. He's done it all in this business. So go ahead, G. Oh, and also I didn't introduce y'all. Know my co-host, Gerard, Guillory. You might hear me say G. That's G. Go ahead and tell them how we know Buddy doing well.
Buddy,
G.
like you said again, to echo, Buddy is a fantastic writer. For those of you who do not know, he's written on many shows that you have cackled to. Yes, Buddy is an excellent stand-up comedian. He's a solid individual. But Shang asked how he was doing, and I'm saying we know that Buddy is good, because when he caught COVID, he was in Greece. He didn't have a regular.
I let you know that, yeah.
He didn't have apartment 2B COVID. Yeah,
that's the clue word right there. Greece.
Yeah, I caught that Thanos. I got that Thanos. The Thanos variant.
He's about to be out of here, but at least he was on a nice little boat eating the olives.
If you got to get out of here, at least you had already gotten out of here.
Hey,
you know
bro.
Especially at the time. It was not the best time on the planet. So, yeah, it was good, I'm sure, to be somewhere. Even I enjoyed watching your daily keep us abreast post while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing worse than being in a foreign country and you hear that line from Liam Neeson's movie, "They're going to take you."
And then I gotta call and go, I got a set of special skills.
Right.
Set of skills. You're gonna be stuck in hotel COVID for the next day eating food that's been thrown on the floor.
I've been to Greece, though. I will admit I have been to Greece.
You've been to Greece? What makes Black people go, you know what? I think I'm gonna go to Greece.
Greece is excellent. I actually went with my boss. He gave, I had a giving boss. The great Tom Joyner. He always did things for the people that work for him, great boss. So he took us all on the trip and he took us to Greece.
Nice.
And I mean, I was like, okay, and we had a great time. First we stopped in Amsterdam, then we flew to Greece and we sailed around. We stayed on a yacht. You know what I mean?
Hey,
man.
Shane, you asked why many Negroes go to Greece, because most of them have chicken in their bag and they think it's going to be something. We're going to get some grease. They're going to get that grease in the can Mama had.
It's going to be a real deal grease.
Real grease.
And the food is excellent. The food is excellent too. But it's Mediterranean. Mediterranean food. A lot of their food is like vinegar based. And I love vinegar. So
I'm a vegetarian.
I love vinegar.
Sounds good.
Man.
Shane, you a vegetarian?
I'm a vegetarian, yeah.
Since when?
About 5 months.
Oh, I was like, okay.
Congratulations.
I saw you ask me the cheeseburger I was about to say that.
I don't eat nothing.
At the same time, they was on the same bun.
With all that
wild part, you tell somebody you're vegetarian, they act like you sex trafficking. I mean,
oh yeah, no doubt.
You don't eat no meat.
But because I've been on the vegan tip, Shane, for many, many years. I had been, I'll eat some turkey and chicken and stuff now, but for many years, like a decade or so, man, I'm trying to tell you, I would go to Thanksgiving dinner and everything, and I would be like, I just only gonna eat the vegetables, so this, that. They act like you murdered somebody because you don't eat meat. They be like, oh, now you bullshit.
Oh, you ain't gonna eat the turkey.
I mean, look, they try to lay it on. You might want to eat this turkey. This might be my last time cooking. I'm like, but I had it my whole life. I kind of got a good idea of what's going on with it. But it's hard to do, but it's a good thing. But people like, man, whatever.
But you know what? It's like that with change across the board, right? When an individual, I know this is not the best movie as a reference, but 48 Hours 2, when Eddie gets back out of jail and he's got his little black book like we used to have back in that era. He's in the payphone and he's trying to find somebody to call to come get him. And it's this series of phone calls. And he's like, wait, what? A preacher? He's like, man, now I'm saying everybody can change. I'm just saying, I was there when you beat the bit. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, you can't.
Nobody
you can be
you
can't change. I have a pastor been in my family for years, and they still say, old bootleg ass pastor. And I'm talking about it's been 20-something years, and they like, I still don't believe the shit because I remember when his ass was a pimp, and I was like, he been delivered, whatever.
I remember when Buddy was a pimp.
Hey, but see that it's you stupid, Shang. I was never pimping really. It was listen, but you know what, Dominique, it's like that when you go to college. Actually I went to Howard University and it's the same thing. You got friends that you like, you cheated off my paper. You're a doctor now.
I don't know if I trust you.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I got some friends that have like positions now where it's like, yo, man, I remember when y'all stole money out of the School of Business. Y'all have a bake sale on Friday. Somebody got a new car on Monday, and now you want me to put my investments in your ass? I don't think so.
Larry, I was there for your first embezzlement.
Yeah, I was there for your first embezzlement.
Hold on, Dom, I want to ask you real quick. So they have a hard time believing in the 20-year pastor because he used to be a pimp. How long did it take them to believe in his pimping? I don't believe you're a pimp. You used to be a junior high gym teacher.
It's tears. It keeps going.
It's levels to believe.
This the thing with it. Now, the ones that's calling him a pimp, so he's my older cousin. So when he was pimping, we was like 2. So they hollering he a pimp off of what they heard. They don't even remember seeing him being a pimp. Right. They listen to that through the grapevine, but they like, I ain't listening. I always want to pray with somebody. I ain't listening to that shit. You gonna say, well, why you so quiet? I say, because I'm not. You about to get me struck down. Right. If he want to pray, I'ma pray. He's delivered. You ain't about to get me all caught up in that entity. So they don't remember his.
Hey, that's like that. My boy told me one time. He said, he had a friend that was a pimp, but he got into being a beautician. So, the dude was like, hey, man, he's like, yo, man, you used to be a pimp. He's like, hey, brother, let me tell you something. Pimping has changed.
Sit down, ladies, for your hair wash.
Sit down, ladies. Let me put this weave in your head.
Yes.
Hold on, you want the perm like this? You want your perm to look luxurious like mine?
Hey, and everybody paid. Bitch, where's my money? I bet you better not walk out there.
That weed cost 6.
I wash your hair with these hands and smack it with the same.
Oh my God!
I will use this conditioner on your face.
Hilarious.
But I think that people act like you can't change because they don't want you to change. They want you to be the same motherfucker. They want you to be. That's what they want you to be.
Because it helps they're stagnant.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard to have somebody in the group make a change. And you stay the same. You look more regular if you stand next to somebody who changed.
Yeah, I saw a documentary on veganism, and I just was like, I'm doing it tomorrow, and I've been doing it since. Even though Buddy showed skepticism and apprehension to the possibility that I could possibly just eat vegetables now.
Hey, listen, Shang, I'm all for your change, brother. Listen, let me just tell you though, many of you all vegans are trying this because you think you're gonna stave off death. You can walk out eating your little broccoli and tofu salad sandwich and get hit by the In-N-Out truck. You still got killed by some meat.
Grease.
It's grease that does it.
Grease. Why you in Greece?
Too. That happened to me too, Shane. When I saw that supersized documentary, that came on years ago. I saw that supersized documentary, and I never changed my mind. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna eat this meat because I don't know what's going on here. But I will eat now, some some chicken and turkey. But I still don't eat at certain places. Like I don't eat at McDonald's. I don't eat at those places anyway. If I do happen to eat out, I'm gonna go somewhere where I can get a decent choice at least.
Right.
A good restaurant.
Maybe Greece. Maybe you should go to Greece.
Oh, you're gonna get some decent choices in Greece. Buddy knows you're gonna get some decent choices.
If I saw another Greek salad, I was gonna punch somebody in the throat though.
I love them, buddy. I love it.
Nah.
Hey, but you know what's so funny about Greek salads in Greece? They don't put lettuce in the salad. It's just tomatoes, onions,
olives,
cucumbers,
and
olives. I can't have that.
No lettuce.
Isn't that funny when you find out that the original source of something is not at all the way we consume it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like Ruben Paul tells that joke about going to China and realizing Chinese food ain't Chinese. The Chinese food we eating here is not Chinese
food.
They don't have Ruben's bit where they don't have they don't even do fortune cookies.
He's like
the big shot.
You go and asking for that number 10. I like General Tao. They're like General Tao's chicken. Who the fuck is General Tao?
Man, I don't even know. I don't even eat Chinese food like that no more. I just went to visit. I was in Atlantic City, so I went to DC to visit Atlantic City. Shout out to Atlantic City. We had a great time at the Atlantic City Comedy Festival. The crowd was great. But my mother's like, I'm gonna get some Chinese food. I said, no, I'm gonna just have to, because I had just seen the video where the lady said, what kind of fried chicken is this? And the thing had a little head, the tail. I said, Mom, I'm not. I said, I'm gonna have to get. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do me another choice. I can't go in there. I just seen the video when she said that. The picture. I was like, no, I ain't going up in there.
No.
That was my Shane. Hey, buddy, that was my cue right there, G.
Hey, Dominique. Now that's real Chinese food.
That's real.
Right. It's authentic.
Thing was like this.
That's authentic.
This is how it was fried. I was like,
rat, bat, dog, whatever they had. They eat shit.
You saw meat.
It's meat.
Oh my God.
We throw shoes at rat. I don't want rat.
Hey, look, you be in a real Chinese restaurant, order some food and get it. Your friend don't be with you no more. Like, where's Craig?
He's just here.
He went to the bathroom and never came back. They didn't added a new menu item. We have the number 57, Craig.
Got your man's driver's license.
I gotta ask, buddy, what made you go to Greece of all places? And is that where you got the herpes? I mean, not the herpes.
Oh boy.
No, it was COVID. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was herpes.
Whatever.
Buddy, you were just on vacation, buddy?
No, actually, I went to work on my boy's film, man. He shot his short over there. My friend D. Chanson Berry shot a film over there, and I went to help work on the film. And of course, it was a workcation. You know what I mean? You know, you do a little work. And met some real nice people. Hey, and this is the funny thing. I'm gonna put this video out again. I think I got Karen in Greece.
What?
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. So we're walking on this little trail at night. I'm walking with a friend. The girl who was in the movie said, "Let me show you around." So we were out walking, and we're underneath the Parthenon, and we're walking around in this like park they have, right? And so there were these. I was taking pictures of the Parthenon at night because it's really beautiful, right? It's all lit up, and Greece is the only place in the world where you can walk down the street and all of a sudden they'll have it closed off because it's a Greek ruin. You know, they're excavating ruins and stuff. So it's really pretty, man. So I'm taking pictures, and I take a picture, but in the corner of my picture, I wouldn't even pay any people no mind. There are these two people that are fornicating damn near on a park bench, right? You know, they into it. Right. So I'm like, I'm not paying no mind. So I'm taking pictures. This girl comes up and is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You are taking pictures of those people." I was like, "What?" I was like, because I couldn't understand her half-ass broken whatever language she was speaking. I know she was Greek or French or just you're a picture taking those people. And I was like, what are you talking about? So the girl who was with me was Greek and she's Italian and she speaks like 4 languages. She's like, man, all you heard was her cuss this. I gotta bitch.
That was good. That was good.
He is not taking any pictures of you, bitch. But it gotta. She's like, them nasty motherfuckers shouldn't have been over here, bitch. Man, when she cussed them people out for me, I was laughing. I was like, oh shit. But I'm gonna post that video. But yeah, I got Karen in Greece. It was crazy. This girl tried to accuse me of like taking pictures of these people that were on the park bench kissing and finger banging each other, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing. I wasn't even paying them no mind. I was
right
trying to take pictures of this historic ruin and whatnot. And I'm not paying attention to these nasty pervs.
Shout out to Mark Prince, Mark Nash, Walter Miller.
Word.
What up, UGC Flame. Thank you guys for coming in. The Karen's out of order. I had one at the airport at LAX, and I'm just like, what? They just think for whatever reason, when they see us, they can just say whatever wait a minute. We grown, and you in my business right now. What are you talking about? They stand in this long line. She gonna ask me, do you work here? So I just looked at her for a minute. Do I work here? Because but the problem with her is they run their mouth before they do their investigation. That's what get them beat up on TikTok. They start talking. If you're gonna get in a person's business, you need to know the tea.
Know the fact.
Know the fact. We're not even in your line. I'm not in your line. I'm in the Sky Priority line. You in the general line. You worried about pop. Yeah, you in Gen Pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the Sky Priority
wearing the orange
line.
jumpsuit.
She hollering out. So it's like 3:30 in the morning. She hollering out. Because the line started right there. So I just look at her and I'm like, you know what? What is she doing? So she looking at me and I'm looking at her. So she was like, the line started right there. I said, I'm in this line, okay? So she's still talking. Oh, that's the Sky Priority line. I said, read what the signs say. Can you read? Big ass red signs. Can you read? Read what the signs say. What it say? It's big as hell. Ray Charles could see it. It's huge. Then she went and told on me. I saw her going. She snitched. I saw her going on. I said, now she's going to tell on me. She went right over there. Go ahead, G.
You were just about to say, I was going to ask, the person that she told on you, did they work there?
Yes.
Did she just go to some random person? Like, I don't know if you work here, but she ain't doing the right thing.
No, she went to the random person and he just looked over there. Because the problem was, I fly a lot. So, I guess I can be disrespectful. It's early in the morning before they come to the counter. So I'm like, I just went to the front of the line. I don't care about your little ropes or whatever. I just open that shit up and walk right through. I'm walking through Delta. I pay too much money to fly on Delta. I'm walking through.
I'm flying the plane, Delta.
Yes, I'm walking through, and I'm going to stand here till y'all come to work. Ain't nobody had no problem with her but Karen. And this was a young Karen. Then I encountered the older Karen. She asking me, where you flying to? What? I just want to know where you flying to, because if you flying to Detroit, you can't be in this line. I say, I'm in this line. And this where I'm going to be.
First of all,
head on.
And you should have went back to your original statement. Can you read, bitch?
Can you?
The sign says Detroit.
You gotta justify their Karen-ness. And when they act Karen, you gotta be like, yeah, bitch, and I kill white women. Just say and then they never bother you again.
Hey, Dominique, one time I did that. Dominique, one time I did that at a golf course, because you're out of the golf course. This was the first time I ever got Karen. This white dude, he asked me, so what are you doing out here to be out here on a Monday? Because we were out playing golf on Monday. Like,
what?
The question was like, what do you do that allows you to be out here playing golf with me on a Monday? So my boy, hey man, me being a comic, I went, well, I kill white people for a living, and I'm looking for some work. My boy fell out on the ground. Right? I was like,
the audacity, the caucasity to ask you.
Yeah,
that's like what you doing free? What are you doing free?
Right? Yeah, what are you doing out here? What are you out here doing with me? Man,
and they always got something to say. I had to tell this one time on Delta, and this was many years ago. I was on my phone listening to something, and I'm talking about this many years ago. So it's a lady, her son sitting next to me, and she's sitting on the app. They say cut off your phones. Okay, I fly enough to know when I don't have to cut off my phone, it's gonna cut off when we take off. I ain't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna lose whatever I'm listening to. Excuse me. She started telling me, oh, they said, cut off your phones. And, I said, this your son sitting in the middle. My mother not on here. This your son.
Right. Don't say run nothing. Delta.
Yeah, you don't work for Delta. I said, this your son. Tell him what to do. Right. You don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. Man. She was looking. She was like, what? You heard me. You don't know me. Don't talk to me. Thank you.
And then right after that, you got to whisper, and I kill white women.
Yeah.
And that makes them always go, oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, and give them the crazy look.
Yeah, it's just like they always say things to you like you some kind of child or you got to be raised.
It's white privilege.
I've been raised already.
Come on, it's white privilege. Just like it's white privilege across the board. Everybody knows white privilege, and that's what they feel they can do. They can talk to Buddy like, how dare you have this car? I mean, what?
But man, I think it's funny. I've always said this that I think white folks sometimes see it's the craziest thing that white police see children as adults. And older white people see adults as children. So that, or less than. So they have this, well, he's a menacing, hulking creature. And you're like, that's a 13-year-old girl. What's wrong with you?
Right.
And then when they see a grown-ass man, they're like, boy, I can talk to you any way I want to. You're like, dude, wait a minute. I'm a grown, like I had to tell this one dude one time, I say, yo, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I said, I'm old enough to be your father. So what you're going to do, first of all, is change your fucking tone when you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's nuts, but to me, I don't understand how you just butt in people's business. And I tell them all the time, that's why y'all get beat up on TikTok. Because y'all be butting in people's business and you go on TikTok and take these L's all over Instagram, TikTok, and then you want to call the police and say, I ain't do nothing. Yes, you did. You start talking to a grown individual and start acting like they were your child when all they went in the store to do was get a Sprite. And you got to popping off about the way they were standing in line, what they were doing, God. And it wasn't necessary. They went to get a Sprite, and it had nothing to do with you. It's like it just blow my mind all this. But Gia tell you, we talked about this before. The whole world off the chain anyway. I mean, think about Nuri Martinez. I know you guys heard about that.
Right. Oh my God.
Nuri Martinez, the president of LA City Council. Yes. She went on the worst racist tirade to be Latino I ever seen in my whole life.
Well, Latinos actually, but sometimes when you ain't in the room, they call you nigga all day.
But the problem with them is they get confused. They get confused with their place in America. Are you kidding me? We had a whole administration that wanted to build a wall. They ain't even want your feet. Wait, what are you talking about? The governor of Florida right now shipping groups and groups of your people, flying them and leaving them on people's yards in city to city to city.
Just dropping them off like a FedEx package.
Hey, what's so cold about it? He's dropping them off in front of Home Depot.
That's dirty.
That's dirty. That's some dirty stuff.
Yeah, she said all kind of shit. Your child's a monkey and
everywhere but there. But real quick, let's keep it real. They don't just call us the N-word and the Hispanic or Latino or Spanish words that they have for us, because they got that. If you notice over the past few months or so, a lot of this conversation has been coming out. Remember, Black people have been really fearful of standing up specifically for Black issues. So our issue always become intersectional. It's Black and LGBT, it's Black and Latino, it's Black and Asian, it's Black and this other thing, right? Where the other groups do what they're supposed to do, right? We're not mad when Latinos fight for Latino issues and Asians fight for Asian issues, but they participate with the people of color, the minority coalitions, knowing that they're going to take care of their own business, and then they're going to also participate with us and end up receiving the benefits. So I would like to suggest that Nuri Martinez, the actions that they're in trouble for today, comes from exactly what we just talked. That is white privilege. They came here and they understand. Remember, during the election, you had all these Democrats, but you had Latinos for Trump. See, remember, a lot of times when Latinos get here, they vote for anti-immigration too, because they don't want their other folk coming. They good. Whoever's here now, that's how we're gonna cut it off, and then we're gonna move forward from here. So yeah, they out of order. I'm sorry, Dom. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I just wanted to say, in case you don't know what we're talking about, Lori Martinez, she was the president of the Los Angeles City Council. She was recorded a year ago. Somebody held on to the tape and it just leaked. She was recorded a year ago making racist comments about every ethnic group you could possibly think of. You know, I mean, you wouldn't even believe she was Latino and had the nerve to speak Spanish in some of the shit. I said, she got a lot of nerve. Had the nerve to speak Spanish in some of it, so she had to step down. And the other men that she was talking to in the video, what were their names?
Their names were Bitch 1 and Bitch 2.
Bigot Racist 1 and Bigot Racist 2.
Yes.
Bitch 3. There was actually 4 people in there.
Yeah, and here's the thing,
so Bitch 1 resigned. He's the only one who left. Bitch 1, 2, and 3 is still left.
The thing about it also too is that I think sometimes, Latin and Hispanic people sometimes get it confused, being light, as if they don't have y'all have African blood. If you check the reality is some Africans came across if you know the book Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus, you'll know that that passage of water and current brought Africans to South America. Some of y'all are dark because you're African. You have dark skin because you're African or you're Indian, you're native. And don't think that you are, because of your caucasoid leanings, you happen to be Caucasian.
You're not. It's not.
They do not see you as that. And it's amazing how many of, especially and I call them the Spaniard European Hispanics, believe that they're white. You're like, dude, you're not white.
A lot of these,
dude. And if push came to shove, when push comes to shove, they're gonna be like,
let me tell you why.
Are you going to Detroit?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why these snow heathens. I call them snow heathens.
Nice.
That's funny. Snow heathens.
Milk crickets, whatever you want to call it.
Oh my God.
They have this attitude that they feel like, well, I should run the world and everyone should kneel before me. And they're mad because a lot of people are intersectionally fucking and it's starting to make their numbers go down. That's why they're holding on so tight. They're holding on so tight to power and holding on so tight. And I gotta put down everybody. So, I mean, we already know. And the Republicans know. And this lady knows. I saw that little tight Westworld face bitch. Her face looks so like if you peeled it off, it'd be it's robot lives matter with that. Because she really always has been that way. It's just the first time it's come out where people said, "Oh, we got you, bitch." Like now they can say they got you, but she's been that way, and she's the third most powerful in Los Angeles.
So let's go in reverse from there. Do you think we know that she sat as the president at the helm in the third moment, right? But do you think she landed there haphazardly, or do you think it is that kind of a mindset that allowed her to get pushed up to the front? Because the fact of the matter is there's anti-Black racism on every continent on the planet. They got a name that they call us particularly. So when they show up, it's not like, they call us at every space, the East Indians, Asians, the Latinos, the Africans, everybody has a disdain for American Black people. So they'll get here and follow through the ranks and land in those spaces. That is not happenstance. That is designed that somebody who sits in that seat in a city where 80% of one of the largest homeless populations is Black. You know what I'm saying? Remember, that stuff adds up.
I'm gonna tell you what makes me even more mad though. Those fake ass apologies get my goat. I cannot stand the apology phase. More. Just fire them and let them go and stop apologizing. It was very calculated. You know what you were saying. Yeah. And you've been talking that same kind of talk for years now. And see, when we have all these issues and you talking this racist talk, well, we got people sleeping tents all over the place.
Come on.
And here's the next thing. You know, now, you know, we're condemning comics for saying stuff, you know, on stage in jokes and whatnot. You know, comics are getting attacked. There was a girl that had a bottle thrown at her the other week, you know.
Sure did.
You know, but we allow these politicians, you know, to say all this stuff in private, you know, and it goes unchecked. Where's Will Smith when you need him at a council meeting?
That part right there.
that part, buddy.
Yeah. You know what I mean, we got, and you know, I think, because here's the next issue, man, for me, is that when these people's real agendas and their real what they really believe in comes to light, you have to go, you've been legislating and you've been making policy for the rest of us with your racist BS.
Yeah.
And I mean, and so you've been affecting, you know, everything. I mean, from redlining and banks and, you know, getting people loans and taking care of business and our community gets affected because you're now with your racist attitude and your racist beliefs and your bigotry. Mm-hmm. Now you're basing policy on that. It's like you can't be a judge and be a racist, dude. I mean, there are, but that's not right because you can't.
Yeah, but
you cannot legislate.
The first judge was racist, though,
bro. But I'm just saying, right now,
the template was set.
Right, we got to stop this, bro.
First city council
from bigotry, and that's going to affect me some way. You know, that's going to affect
the way it's going to affect the way we live.
It's going to affect the way you pay for stuff. It affects the way they do taxes and everything, the way they voting rights, all those kind of things are now affected by a bunch of racists and bigots, and we can't have that.
And that's what they're doing with the vote. They know they're doing that shit with the vote. Make it harder for the niggers to vote. Come on, move the voting booths out at least 5,000 feet away from the ocean.
Walter Miller said, all I'm going to say is that whoever had the tape for over a year, they really, really made her sweat. They got sick of her bullshit because, see, if she was on that tape like that, imagine what she's like working with her day to day. Because she feel like she didn't arrive. She feel like she the end all be all. And they sat there when they was eating their turkey sandwich and they said, you know what? I'm tired of holding this tape. And I'm tired of looking at you. And I'm going to show you. Now she'll realize the way she's viewed in America. Now she'll understand, oh, I'm not white. No, you're not. No, you're not.
For her political career is going to be is coming to a halt. I can tell you that.
But she'll get hired somewhere else.
For the moment.
Get hired.
For the moment.
You got to remember, she's certainly being out of the Latino community, and she's sitting that high. Think about all the real estate, the bankers, all of the people who have to funnel through to do what they need to do. She's probably going to be just like most white politicians who sit in those spaces. Remember, we're looking at Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton when they were both running for office. Both of them had like 6, 7 open cases. Like, can you imagine running for office with a case open where you got to go deal with a legal issue?
But you know what?
We don't have no black politicians who got cases and running for office. I'm talking about the hubris to think that it's okay for you to still be running for office while you got this stuff. There's a sheriff who kicked an inmate who was handcuffed and all that. This dude is running for sheriff, fighting a case about abusing an inmate at the same time. We don't, you can't think of one black politician who's been fighting a case while trying to get an office. So I'm saying that she's gonna be fine, but it also makes me want to ask Walter. Shout out to Walter. There are two things. I want to commend the person who dropped the tape, but then I'd like to know what the details were as to why you held it, because that could be somebody else who is besmirching our community as well. Just didn't get what they wanted from her.
Yeah, that's right.
You were close enough to have the tape. I'm glad you put it out.
I wanna say too, Gerard, that I think you say she's going to be all right. I tend to think otherwise. I think she's going to find out being Latino or Hispanic and being dirty like that ain't gonna help her.
But
it's not gonna be her benefit. White folks fall upwards.
But the thing
they fall upwards.
Right.
You can be a failure and keep getting a job. Sometimes when you're white, you're a terrible.
You could be a comic that's white and be funny as baby cancer. And
listen, you can be white and be terrible and still get ahead. But
the problem that's going to hurt her. I hear what you're saying, G. I'm just going with Buddy's point. I don't think she's going to be all right. Not only is she Latino, and I know I bring this up often, and G will tell you, she's a woman.
She's a woman.
That's not it. So, shut your mouth.
Oh, no, Shane.
Hey, first off, she's a chick, so what?
Hey, Shane.
Until you've been a woman, you can't tell me about it, because I deal with it in the business that we're in, and it's a real thing. So I know how men feel about it, but until men been a woman, until you live your life as a woman, and not one that can have, like they got this story out there, not a transgender. It happens.
Shane cross-dressed in college, so he knows. Shane has been a woman.
You
cross-dressed.
Yeah, like Buddy Lewis says, I dressed as a whore. A lot of you sluts, you just want to hang
out. Man.
Yeah,
he had a little cross-dressing face.
Hey, nothing wrong with silk stockings to make you feel like a man. Shut your mouth. First off, I'm sick of you eggplants thinking you could talk to me this way. I'm sick of women saying that. First off, I'm gonna be the Andrew Tate here for a second. Okay. I'm sick of women saying, and if you're a woman, you get a lot of fucking set-asides. And even in the comedy business, there's a lot of set-asides for women. There's a lot of set-asides. You might get a little bit more bookings because there's less women doing what you do.
That ain't true.
That is true.
That is not true.
Okay,
Shane, you about to get put off this podcast.
No, because me and Shane are here, so I'm not worried about that. Me and Shane.
I'm talking like an Italian, and you think
me and Shane talk. We here.
I think that honestly, I think female comics, once you become a headliner,
I think Monique would disagree.
Absolutely, buddy.
No,
absolutely.
Yeah, but we can't talk about Monique because Monique is she's a little extra.
She got caught on tape. She got caught saying something on tape.
She said on tape. The whole DL rant. What I'm saying is, a lot of times, you know who fucks over women the most? Ready? Women. Other women comics backbite with other women comics. A lot of men comics don't backbite as much. Now they do. We got a lot of people that's little, backbiting bitches. But
it's
telling
more
you,
than a little bit of
there's a large portion, but it's not the way I've seen women. I've seen women comics be incredibly catty with each other, and that's what fucks up your forward progress.
What can I lace this together? I think that you're right, Shang, but the reason why it seems like it's less cattiness amongst men is because it's more.
Right.
So when y'all say that you think she's gonna fall because she's not white, but she's Latino, where the numbers are very, very high, Do you know that Joe Biden called for them to resign? And they didn't. Do you know that they resigned and still stay as president? She resigned as president and still on the board. So no. Let's think about it. It's because of the numbers. It's not because of your skin. It's because you have the complexion for the protection, right? And so that's where Latinos sit in the great city of Los Angeles. Remember, the numbers are very high for Latino around the country, but certainly in places like Los Angeles, where anywhere a Latino person is sitting as the president of the city council in a city that was started by a Black woman.
But I think that she
and I think also
the pressure. I think she's eventually gonna have to leave.
Eventually,
no, she resigned.
She resigned from the presidency.
Just the presidency, but
she's still bold enough to sit on the board.
Oh,
what I'm saying is,
is she still on the board?
She's still on the board,
but she's going to have to resign because of the pressure that's going to continue to come. She's going to have to resign.
Calling somebody's son a monkey and all that other shit she's
going to have to resign.
She got to go.
But those are the things that would have made a lesser person already have to be out the building. That's why.
Yes, that's true.
Fourth dude already left. I'm talking about hubris. You have the same hubris as your white counterpart, and you only have that. You don't get to feel like they feel because you feel like that. You feel like they feel because you're surrounded by the group that's going to protect you.
But that's why Herschel Walker is neck and neck with Warnock, because white people will prop up certain Black people, the Kanye West, the Candace Owens, and I call him Kanye. They prop them up, and that's why. So it's the numbers from white folks that prop up Black folks or Latino folks to go against everybody else.
Absolutely, but real quick, Warnock is battling. He should not be losing that. But why is he? Because he's not speaking to Black people about Black issue. It goes right back to what I was saying. Ask Warnock, who is the pastor of Martin Luther King's church, is a Morehouse grad, is an actual politician and a pastor and an orator. Why is he struggling in a race with lame ass Herschel? Not only because white folks are pouring their votes into him for no reason, but Warnock and the Democrats are not giving Black people any reason to go support Warnock. It's time. Hopefully, these are the things that I'm saying.
To make sure democracy doesn't get fucked in the ass.
We don't benefit from democracy as it is. We don't benefit. No, we don't. They tell it. Listen. Voting for the lesser of two evils, what do you get? You make it sweet for the
okay, but would you rather have a rhino fuck your face or somebody pluck your face like every day like this?
If my face is going to get messed with, it doesn't matter if I'm getting fucked in it or thumped in it until I die.
One is worse.
No, I'm saying, but I don't want either.
Okay,
you're not gonna make me vote on somebody to kick me in the face.
People said Biden. Yes,
I'm not voting for it.
Okay, but that's not the case. That's not the case.
It's exactly the case.
It's not the case.
Yo, everybody rushed out to
the lesser of two evils. Joe Biden, you could say, is the lesser of two evils, but there's a difference.
I don't believe he is, though.
Archaic. I mean, I'm talking about just crazy evil and moderately befuddled.
Listen. Donald Trump did a lot of talking. He talked crazy, but he didn't do a whole lot of stuff that set us back like that. The second Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got into office, they convinced the world that Black people were out to get Asians and gave them a hate crime bill that started from some issues that came from the COVID. When Black people been getting beat up and murdered and spit on and hate crimes since the beginning of the country. No hate crime. They slapped you in the face and gave you an anti-lynching bill, with which I have used to stare white women in their eyes, because that's all of preventing me from getting hung on by a tree will do for me in 2022. They haven't done a thing.
But you can't say
no.
You get Biden
and hurt.
But none of them
would make it worse. No, Trump would make it worse.
No, Trump just talked crazy.
But the thing the problem is, though, G, is you can't be the leader of a free world and talk crazy. Herein lies the problem. I don't think that it's a difference between either party. But if you have to pick a president, you want somebody that appears, if nothing else, to be of sound mind and body.
Have some decorum. Absolutely.
You have to have some kind of decorum. You can't talk crazy. You can't spew racism. You can't play the dozens and then tell us shit like drink bleach in the middle of a pandemic and expect to be respected. It's just not going to happen.
I agree with that.
That's not going to happen.
What I want to push and make sure, because Black people, as these elections move, we're growing to be more politically savvy and aware. And I don't see any reason for any Black person to rush to the poll, miss work, don't eat, stand in the hot sun to go vote for Latino, LGBT, immigration, Ukrainians, Afghanistan. We got all kind of every single thing on the world goes in front of us. And whoever has time to listen and take time to pay attention to what our needs are and not play the minority people of color word games. And we just keep getting caught up with it. Black and brown coalition. That's dead.
Okay, I hear you, but we got to still maneuver within somewhat of the parameters we're dealing with. That's number one. We deal with it in comedy. Now, all of us on here have murdered rooms. True or false? Right? And then there'll be a white comic that is funny as throat cancer, and you'll see him get a Netflix special like that. Or you'll see another. So it's across the board. You have to kind of, but so what we got to do is navigate within the parameters that they got. And then we kind of pop off from that. And then you go back and grab your people like Kevin Hart. I went and grabbed a bunch of dudes from Philly. Am I right, buddy? Like he grabbed and brought them up them up.
Yes.
Right now, I think Chappelle went and grabbed, I think it was Quake, Tony Woods, Lunel, to give them opportunities.
Marshall Brandon.
Yeah, but that's what they deserve. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do.
Let's look at the other. Let's look at the other.
Donnell Rollins, right?
Let's look at the other sample. In the 80s, right, Shane, y'all were around back then when Black comics weren't given an opportunity at the Laugh Factory and the Improvs and so forth. And then they established Mavericks Flats and the Comedy Act.
Right.
And so there was no what we got to do to compete inside of a white room. The hottest rooms in comedy were the Black rooms. Mm-hmm. And so they had to come over here. I'm saying let's do that again as opposed to. So politically, we stand together for our issue. It doesn't mean that we don't have Mexican friends and Latin, Puerto Rican friends.
Speak for yourself. I don't like those Mexicans in my family.
I'm just saying.
Mexicans, these sons of bitches. Talk to Molly eating sons of bitches. Let me tell you something, brother.
See, this is gonna be the clip. That's gonna be the clip right there.
Hold on, goddamn. You shut your mouth, Shankford. You shut your mouth, Shankford. Let me tell you something. I know all about that, Shankford. You're not gonna disrespect none of my Latino ex, Hispanical, Chinese-ical. You're not going to disrespect none of them on my watch, Shankford. You're not going to do it, Shankford.
Well, first off, but everybody knows you're a nigger lover, so let's start there.
God dang right. I love them till I die, boy. You ain't gonna never get me to turn on my nigger friends. Not man one of them. Because I'm telling you, when the shit goes down, brother, when the shit goes down,
all right.
Whoa, you gotta have some niggers.
So, G, this is what I want to ask you. So you say that you don't think Black and brown people should run out and vote. So
that's what
no.
Just not to vote at all.
No, I'm not. I'm saying we need to carry our own water. That the Black community seems to be the group that everybody will attach their issue to, and then we champion it. We get it all the way to the finish line, and then the group that we allowed to come with us is the one to receive the benefits.
I agree.
When those groups finish doing the whatever and Black coalition, then they go to their own space and further push their own issue. And then Black people are left without.
I agree with you, but I'll give you an example. Like if you get in as a headliner, like Dominique, if you get in, you can possibly bring somebody with you that to be seen at that same club because you're already in. You got to kind of work within I don't like the system. And if anybody knows how long I've been doing that, talking that shit, it is. But right now, at my age, at this point, I feel like you got to manipulate and navigate with the system. I get into the funny bones. I'm lucky enough to get into all these clubs. Then I'll go, okay, let me see if I can help this comic get some dates. That's the way I see it. And then once you get in a position of power, then you can do it. Because I think Kevin Hart can move the needle.
Also, Gerard, you're absolutely correct, man, in the sense that Black people must begin to address our agenda and our needs separately, as a function of what we want specifically. And we need to hold politicians and our elected officials to account for not addressing our needs individually and not be intimidated by the other group that isn't or is attached to our agenda as well. We because it's like it seems like sometimes it's like, well, I just can't be the Black, like Obama said, I just can't be the Black president. No, yeah, you can. You know, because everybody else has been the white president. Right? So I'm saying, listen, we've got to feel like, and I agree with you in the sense that our agenda as Black people, our agenda needs to be addressed as a separate subset on its own. You know, we can't always be attached to coalitions or groups, because like you said, then the group benefits and our benefit is incremental based on the other. We got to split the benefit. It's like if you said, hey man, I'm gonna give this dude $1, but if he comes with his sister and his brother and his cousin, I'm gonna give you the same $1. We got to split that $1 4 ways.
Yes.
So we need to either say, hey, listen, give me $1 and then give him $1, or we need to say, hey, listen, we need $4.
I'm with the $4 coalition.
But the thing we have to really do is I think we have to have meetings offline, because all of us, we've been here for a little while. We middle-aged people at this point in our lives.
Senior.
And so basically, like, what do you really think that what we're talking about is going to ever happen in the United States of America? I don't even know, because I'll tell you this, my mother's getting ready to have a class reunion. And my mother graduated from high school years and years and years ago. She's getting all these things of the year they graduated. She showed me when I was there a newspaper. And the newspaper clipping that she had was still talking about police brutality and all that. So we've been kicking the can down the road forever. And I think we just get pacifiers. They do things to pacify us or make us feel good for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I get the whole notion, our ancestors fought very hard and lost their lives for us to vote. I do get that notion. But I think that some kind of way we got to do something as a unit and as a group.
I got an idea.
Because the politicians and the government, I just don't ever see them really doing it. Maybe they will. I don't know if they're going to do it in our lifetimes, but maybe they will. But I just don't foresee it at this point.
It's what we have to do. It's
what we have to do is all of us buy guns. All of us buy guns. I'm saying this on this. Everybody. Every Black man buy 4 and 5 guns. I'm talking about really guns. I'm talking about take somebody's leg off, and we all buy guns, and then we ask for stuff. Then we
views and comments by Shane Forbes.
Shane, I actually agree with him. I told people many years ago that's how we could destroy listen. That's how you destroy stuff from within. Like that dude didn't ruin the Klan by doing. Well, they did. They bought up all their buildings.
Walter Miller said Shane and Buddy go get us canceled.
Hey, I'm all for it. I think Black folks should have joined the NRA in droves.
I do agree with that.
I'm telling you right now.
I do think everybody should be armed. Like I'm 2A all day. So I do agree with that.
Yeah, I can't get one right now because I have some pending things. But
oh no,
this is true.
Are you angry?
No. They felt it might not be right for me to have. It's the truth. That's the real shit. I had to file a whole bunch of paper. I went to the only black owned gun shop called Redstone Firearm. I went to buy some guns, and I was gonna buy a bunch. And then they said, "Oh no, they ran it back. Oh, maybe you should wait." Anytime the dude you about to get $2,000 go, "Ooh, I think you should."
I'm gonna tell you something though. People always say we need to change the gun laws. Let black people start going by 10 and 12 guns at a time. The laws will change. Oh no.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Hey, as soon as the Black Panthers started carrying them guns around in Oakland, they were like, okay, wait a minute. Hold on.
Right.
There needs to be a little gun reform.
I think we need to have more black businesses take our money. But see, I said this and everybody thought I was crazy, but Buddy knows these people and y'all in the mix with that. I'm a little bit more of an outsider with that. If the Wans and Kevin Hart, because he's at least 80, 90 million in. Wayans, Kevin Hart, or Eddie Murphy decided to put their money together and made a black comedy club chain in the top black comedy places that black people go. We could have our own shit where we could tour all year through those chains. I mean,
that's coming. That's coming, Shane. I know some people that are working on that because
then you don't have to worry about it. Right.
The improv. He was saying the problem is not that we can't go to some of these comedy places and work. The issue is that there's no sustainability for the long run with club dates where African American comics can work for like 6-8 months, out of the year. If you get 6 dates. If you got 6 or 8 dates, and because there were 8 or 10 clubs for you to go work,
right,
you wouldn't need these other rooms per se to do the work you're going to do. You would be able to say, I'm gonna string together a new this run, and if you had 10 clubs, that means you could do 8 or 6 out of a year and come back and do another 6 or 8, and people would never. You're ever get old because you're doing the different set of clubs. So, but I talked to a guy, an investor the other day, and he said he is working on that now. That there's a
like the funny bones, right? Like the funny bones.
But you gotta know too, it's not as easy.
No, it's not.
I didn't say easy.
No, but I'm just saying what the holdup is. I do believe that a lot of the people that you named, Shane, I do believe that they would invest their money in it. But the trouble and the blockage is even as wealthy men. The same thing they have to go to get established that way. And then they're going to get a lot of blowback from the clubs that are already established. They're not going to take that. They're not going to take that lying down. They're going to fight any possibility of that happening. So I think that it will happen. I just think that it's a process.
It's hard, but it's necessary because there are clubs, like I'll give you, Nate Jackson got his club up in.
It's really nice too.
It's really nice. I did it, but the other club banned me from all the clubs because I worked that club, and I had already done a year apart. The Tacoma Comedy Club, I worked it, and it was 9 months between, and they got mad and emailed me and said, "Well, I see you're working our competition." It's 9 months ago. Yeah, what's the big deal? And it's not even competing with Spokane or any of your other clubs. And he ain't hit me back. So I go, I get it. So that's why I feel like if we had our own shit, like Murphy's comedy clubs, with that kind of name on it, puts a brand on it. White folks would come to that. White folks would be like, I want to go to Eddie Murphy's comedy club. Good Lord. Like Kevin Hart, I think isn't Kevin, when you say Chappelle and Kevin are two of the biggest by far, well, Chris Rock too, my bad. I got to put them in, like, if you put levels, would it be Chris, Chappelle, Kevin, right? Imagine the weight they got. No, I say some people say Mike Epps, and some people say other people. I personally think they're the biggest. What do you guys think? Am I wrong or
my thought?
No, I think that works.
It doesn't matter whose name is on it because we sell the most tickets at the Improv and the Funny Bone. They want to come see us wherever we perform. They wanted to come across from Hollywood to go to Lamert Park to watch. So they're going to go wherever we're going to be. And that's all I'm talking about. This is a wonderful microcosm to politics because it's just about us standing together. Right. That's all I'm talking about.
But again, it also goes back to Dominique's point about the toughness of it all, because now you got to understand that people like Nuri Martinez, who are handing out liquor licenses, and people who are handing out bank loans and who are handing out parking permits, or or permits to expand a location, or to a place that's not zoned per se for comedy clubbing, to do all of that. You've got people in places that are against us, who are working against us.
You're right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
There is a difficulty that comes with attacking an issue like having a African American established comedy club in a city. There are a whole lot of nuances that come with that. I know that are, and there are gatekeepers that are like per se Nuri Martinez and her crew that are bigoted, racist, whatever, that are putting up more roadblocks and interference for getting done what should be done. What would normally be a positive thing is being cock blocked in a way, financially.
That's cock blocking.
Because are you really thinking they gonna the established places already gonna really let people come in to take their bread and butter? Where does that leave them?
Right.
Where does that leave them?
Right.
So they fight that, and they have, like Buddy said, they have all these relationships already with the Nuri Martinez's of the world.
I know.
Which is why we should go back to the conversation about politics and instead of voting for the lesser of two evils, when we stand together. Mark asked about us being a monolith, and I'm saying that we don't all have to. Every black person is not going to agree about what our issues are, but we will all agree with some level. Police reform, education, something. We every black person will agree on these things. That we're home loan. Mm-hmm. We can't talk about getting businesses because businesses are approved based in your home loans, and we're the least approved at home loans. So there's a bunch of stuff. Now we find our own candidate. We don't vote for who they put up there because who they put up there is going to be Nuri Martinez and the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute, you think Warnock? You think Warnock is not a good man and has a moral center? He just hasn't been able to get stuff done. He's only been there one term.
A plus B equals C. Atlanta's one of the blackest cities in the country, or used to be. This man fits the typical mold. He is the pastor of Martin Luther King's church. Right. He went to Morehouse College. How come he's struggling in a black city?
Because Herschel Walker is a crazy mushmouth liar.
I understand that. What I'm saying is he's not having a problem getting people to vote for him just because he sits in the space where those people will vote.
Trump supporters would vote for a detached penis.
I understand
they don't give
that.
A shit.
I understand that, but remember, black people
would vote.
True. But we voted for Obama without knowing his politics just because he was black. How come?
No, but he did say his politics.
Who?
You didn't.
Obama?
Obama absolutely.
I understand that, but I'm saying if you ask 1,000 people, black people, why they voted for Obama, they'd say because he's black. I'm voting for him because he's a black dude.
And they're voting for him because he's a Trump puppet.
Precisely.
And they can put their hand up his ass.
That's right. That's the Trump supporters. Why is Warnock getting it? What I'm telling you is A plus B equals C. The answer is in the proof is in the pudding.
Warnock doesn't have the charisma and doesn't have a Heisman.
He doesn't have an agenda for black people who they need to get over the top. Yesterday, there's a young brother named Marcel Dixon out of South Carolina. And he ran up against Jim Clyburn. I don't know if y'all know who Jim Clyburn is, but he's the Democratic whip. And he's
my frat brother.
Man, don't tell nobody else that. I apologize to the frat, but your boy is a house in word for real. And that's how he holds.
So he's in Django. So he was in Django.
When we're trying to move ahead, he's the dude. again, I don't believe defund the police was a term from the grassroots. We wanted police to stop getting all of the city's budget. They decreasing the school budget and all of that so that the police, our local police, could have military tanks and all that kind of stuff to drive. When we said defund the police, that phrase was given to us.
It was co-opted. It was co-opted.
And it wasn't real shit.
Yeah, okay, that was done by design, like how they do us with language all of the time, right? So he's up there talking about don't talk about it, and he's always anti what black people are talking about doing. He wants to hold his position. This young brother named Marcel went and gave him the business. Of course, he lost the thing, but Marcel went out to Warnock's place yesterday, asking him about. And Warnock sat up and talked to that white woman for 10 minutes. And your boy was standing there with his tape on. He asked him about what his black agenda was. All the white folk came out and moved Warnock away. He can't even answer the questions. We still out here like our grandparents.
And he's still better than
hold on.
We're not doing lesser evils. If it's gonna be bad for us, it's gonna be bad for everybody.
Hey Gerard, you gotta remember something.
Ahead, buddy.
Man. You gotta remember something, Gerard, about South Carolina. I've been to South Carolina, and there's some people don't even know we free down there.
Come on, today, this afternoon.
Come on,
right
now.
Today,
right now.
I mean,
and Herschel Mushmouth actually caters to that. Like, they take the bad air and put the bad air here, and take the good air and give it to China. This nigga actually said that and believes it.
Yes.
And here's the thing, man. You know, you got to admit, I'm gonna tell you more than you made the point that Warnock shouldn't be struggling in a town being a black pastor in a black city. He's not struggling in Atlanta. He's not struggling in Fulton County. Where he's struggling is out there in Forsyth. And
that's all white folks
and the east side of Lithonia. He's out there struggling in Savannah, bro, where they don't care about listen, you gotta understand, white folks will find a reason to support something that they want. They'll find a reason. So, for example, they're supporting Herschel Walker like, oh, well, he played Georgia football. Right. He's a Heisman Trophy. They'll find a reason to support, just like they found a reason to overlook Donald Trump's faults to say, I'm going to vote for him because he is a Republican, or they are issue-based voters. And so issue-based and whatever they support, I'm going to support this dude because he supports that. When in a lot of times, bro, and this is the one thing that I mean, I know it's one of the issues out in the agenda, but this abortion thing is going to galvanize a lot of white women in a different way, because a lot of these white chicks that are having sex with Herschel Walker's teammate,
and Herschel
Walker, they need, as he's paid for two, they're gonna need some abortions.
But that's what but that's where it's gonna hurt them, I think, in the polls. They don't realize that even if they don't vote democratically, not voting is at all is the same thing, because that Roe versus Wade thing, they're not taking it lying down. And this is where it's going to come out, is that they're not even going to vote at all. I don't believe the women. I'm talking about the white women.
Man, you got to understand though, man. See,
not in droves.
It's anyway. A thing. It's a thing for people to feel like, if you're taking away something that I have, even if I believe a woman should have, I think a woman's choice is her choice. Whatever you want to do with your body medically is whatever you want to do, you know, right. And what you got to do. I'm not a abortion at all costs. That's not my thing. But what I am is, that's a woman's decision. I shouldn't have any say in that, other than the fact that, hey, if I'm the father and I'm like, I'm not ready for this. That's about the only decision making. And again, that's a matter of choice. It's not. It's her choice and my choice, and both of us should have some limited say, but not to the point where I am going to limit this woman from having the choice at all. And what I'm saying is that to a lot of people becomes a thing where you're taking away something that I've had. And the fact that you're taking away somebody's rights is a problem. It's just like if you said, hey, it's just like with gun rights. It's not that people are trying to take you. Nobody wants your damn gun. What we're saying is, hey, man, is there a way that we can regulate and not make sure that lunatics
buy like a helicopter Gatling gun,
and that you shouldn't be able to buy a machine gun. I don't care about you having a gun. What do you need a machine gun? What do you need a tank for? Can't buy a tank. Right. I want one. I just want to buy. We're not taking away your rights to buy a tank. That don't make no sense.
But the machine guns, the AK-47s, are the ones that are the
most. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, those are people weapons of war, and that's what we all as Black people should buy: weapons of war.
And all I'm saying is, once you begin to take away people's rights in any shape or form, that's going to be a problem for not only Black folks, white folks. That's going to be a problem for everywhere when you're starting to take away people's rights. I wish that people had the same energy and passion for the taking away of voting rights as they do for abortion and or gun rights. You know, because the one thing about all of those things is that's definitely in the Constitution. Right. You shouldn't be limited. I don't know why we are limiting the way people vote. Yeah, everyone. I mean, like I've said it 1,000 times, man. You know what they should do? There should be a national holiday. It should be a week-long voting period. You know, one day where you should. I don't care if you're working. Hey, man, you get off on this day to go vote. Why the hell Tuesday? Why not Saturday? Why not Sunday?
Right. Because it's a plan for them to
restrict. So what I'm saying is, man, there are ways to fix and to not take away people's rights, you know, but regulate and monitor things that people do. Like, for example, we put seatbelts in cars. That wasn't to take away your damn right
to drive.
To drive. You know, that wasn't, you know.
Yes, it was, man. Yes, it was.
And putting a helmet, making your dumb ass wear a helmet while you riding a motorcycle is not taking away your.
I have a right to crack my skull on the pavement if I feel like it.
But I shouldn't have to pay for. I shouldn't have to pay for the cleanup crew to come and clean your blood off of the street.
Who let this Buddy Lewis guy speak? This is bullshit. I reclaim my time.
But you know that I knew that it was going to be a problem with Roe versus Wade. It's a boutique I shop at out here, and it's a white woman that works in the boutique. And when she started talking to me about Roe versus Wade, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a problem because she's not even childbearing age." She was more passionate about it than the girls that can still have babies. She about 70 years old. I said, if somebody that's not even childbearing age this passionate about Roe versus Wade, it's gonna be a problem. She can't even have kids no more.
Because white women know this is the beginning. If I can, if this is the precursor to whatever. I begin to supplant your rights to certain things, I can do other shit.
They're going to overturn same-sex marriages. That's another thing that they want to work on. Same-sex marriages is the next thing that.
Interracial marriage. They want anything that's going to produce some brown beige babies. They want to stop it.
Stop it now. So that's what I'm saying. But Roe versus Wade pissed off a lot of women because it was like, oh, you're just gonna take my pussy rights away. And then so you know what they're gonna do? I think the women gonna galvanize, and it's gonna fuck up a lot of different places that Republicans thought they was gonna win. They ain't gonna win.
No question about it. It already happened and they saw some of it in the preliminaries.
Yeah, Kansas City of all places.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Kansas City
voters.
60-40.
And the thing of it too is, women, we look at the Handmaid's Tale, so we already know where they trying to drag this thing back to. If you look at
you're right.
If you look at the Handmaid's Tale,
that show is creepy.
It's a real show, and it is. They would love for there to be a Gilead and to have us as these servants. But anyway, check out the show. Gerard, I'm gonna tell G this right now. I'm going back to this because I'm gonna talk about this because this bothers me. And Shane and Buddy, they can jump in and say what they think. Me and Gerard have had this discussion on several different shows, and it's still coming up. I do not like the bashing of Lizzo. I have a problem with Lizzo being big and confident, and it's a problem because she's big, beautiful, and a confident Black woman, and I don't like it, and I'm gonna stand for her, and I'm gonna ride with her the whole way through. It is crazy that everybody's coming out all of a sudden talking about, well, if she gets diabetes, we don't care about people's health in the United States of America because if we did, it wouldn't be all this damn processed food everywhere.
Right.
Healthcare wouldn't cost an arm and a leg if we cared about people's health. So that's really what makes me mad. Stop drifting off into these lying ass reasons why you talking about this full figure, beautiful young woman that's very successful and doing her own thing. But she wouldn't have a problem if she was coming out every day saying, yeah, I'm big, I'm depressed, I'm suicidal, I'm gonna kill myself. They want that narrative because they want you to be, yeah, that's what we want you to think. You big, ugly, you need to be depressed and suicidal so we can put you on some bolts. I'm so sick and tired of it. Everybody has something to say about her. Leave her alone. If you don't like her body, that okay, change. When you see her body,
no, I didn't say that.
Not you, Shane. I said people don't like her body. When you see her body is 9 million channels. Switch. If you see something that's not pleasing in your eye, but this dragging this young Black woman that is beautiful. She's a full figure woman, but she's pretty as she can be. And all this, we can't normalize being fat. America fat as shit. It's already normal. What do you mean normalize? Right. It's not cool. We're promoting obesity. No, we're not. She's not promoting obesity. She's promoting being confident in the skin and the body that you're in. And I just don't understand what the problem is.
G, what was you going to say?
G always say, he can say it again for the people that don't know, but G always, he don't want to look at her. My
issue, it's not about her size.
Damn!
But he do say it ain't about her size, but then his comment is, he says it really nicely. He says it really nicely. Go ahead, G. Go ahead,
G. My issue is that it's not about her size because, like I said, as I've gotten older, man, I do appreciate a fuller chick, right? I am attracted to thicker women as well. And she is a beautiful lady and she is talented. My thing is that I have to look at, again, and that's just about her dress. But since the last time we've had this conversation, she was dancing and so very excited about playing James Madison's flute. And so some of the broadcasting to me just seems disingenuous. I would never talk about her weight. I ain't gonna talk about nobody's weight, especially somebody who feels good about it, right? We've been around somebody, even beautiful people who have poor self-esteem. That shit is, it is infectious. It'll mess up your energy. So I'm always going to be pleased to be around somebody who's happy with themselves because that is uplifting. The vibrations are high when those people are in the room. And I want to make sure it doesn't sound like I'm pandering, but there's something disingenuous about the way she is pushed into the whole thing about the James Madison flute. Like, okay, you played the flute, but why are we supposed to be excited about? Because again, everybody got mad. It's a slave owner's flute. Yeah, was that a ritual? Like, what was that?
Yeah, I just thought that was corny.
Every time we look up, there's another thing. It's like,
it's corny. But let's just be real. Some of our songs is whack. Forget how big she is.
But they're not talking about her. They're not talking about.
I know that's why she's getting over though. She's not getting over because she's some artist that you go, man, that song was a credible. No, she's getting over because of the swag and I'm big and the backlash. That's like people who are gay that feel like, well, I can get this gig because I'm gay. No, are you good? I don't give a fuck who you fucking. What about are you good or are you not? And that's the thing where I see people getting pushed in positions. Lizzo's getting all this play and nobody's going back to, what about your music? What about your shit being better and different than other people? Prince was a little weirdo. Agreed. He was kind of weird dude, but his music spoke for itself. Mm-hmm. So they had to push him from that standpoint. But where Lizzo would go, okay, they're pushing her. Okay, she played the flute. Okay. What about your music? Just like the little dude that now worships Satan or he dresses Satan. What's his name?
Lil Nas.
Mm-hmm. Nobody says nothing about the songs. They just say, well, you know what? He's gay now. So same with Gerard Carmichael. Everybody was like, talk about the fact that he came out on a special. And I didn't hear a lot of people saying, what about motherfucking funny? And so it's that giving people that, well, he's a victim. And so fuck all that. Are you good, Lizzo, or not? And her songs are minimal at best.
But what does that have to do with them talking about her body? Because she's minimally talented.
Because that's what she pushes.
No, but she's not pushing her body.
Yes, she does.
She wants you to be confident. She's showing that she's not pushing it. She's talking about her damn self. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in the clothes that I wear. I feel that I'm beautiful. That shouldn't be a problem.
I
don't care if she whack or not. Most of the artists out now whack. Whatever genre we talking about, comedy, all of it. It's music. Name one of them that's not whack. That whackness is the new fire. Okay.
I can name 5 acts that aren't whack right now.
Who?
J. Cole.
Okay, he's one. Go ahead.
See, why'd you say? Okay, he's one.
J.I.D. But Shane makes a valid point that part of Lizzo's appeal is she pushes this. I can wear / I can be anything despite my weight or because of my weight. I can do this. And that is more the issue with her. It seems like that's more the thing they market her with is her weight, as opposed her weight and the way she dresses and markets herself more than her music.
But nobody
and I'm saying that listen, because someone has a body type, right. The whatever body type they have is whatever it is. Right. You got to push whatever it is your body type is. Kevin Hart's a little bitty ass man. He pushes that. Right. That's part of his appeal is that he's a short. He's gotten over being a short, you do making jokes about and self-deprecating himself.
About himself. But he still is funny though. A lot of people hate that. He's still very funny.
What I'm saying is he uses that to market himself.
But he doesn't wear shorts.
But the thing of it is all women market themselves with their bodies for the most part. Yes, they do. All these musical acts.
That's not true.
What musical acts you don't know sales?
Now, Shane, I gotta disagree with you.
No, a singer named her. That's not true.
Unless you're a gospel singer.
Shane.
Unless you're a gospel singer, name one.
I just did. You asked me who. Her. In fact, she didn't even show herself in videos. It was just her music.
We talking about,
and she's a Grammy Award
winner. But the masses of people. We talking about one out
of. That don't count. You ain't supposed to show yourself in that.
No. Okay, I can keep
that neo soul. First of all,
you just said
Badu walked down the block in Dallas and took it all off.
With her ass hanging all out in the middle of
initially.
But you can do that as long as you ain't full figure.
Okay, no, Erykah Badu.
Do that when the song is jamming.
Erykah Badu, initially, You never seen her being a whole bunch of skin. She had head wraps. She had her whole thing covered, and her first 2 albums is what made her pop off. India, you just told me India Arie. India Arie, Grammy Award winner, never showed her ass.
We're talking about the artists now that are quote unquote on top. Now we know these are legendary artists. We ain't talking about in the 90s. In the 90s, it was a whole different standard. In the 80s and the 90s and everything. We talking about the era of Lizzo. We talking about this genre now and the way that they do things. I know India Arie, Lauryn Hill, and Erykah Badu, they had their class acts. They couldn't dress like that. They wouldn't have got ahead. In this lane we in now, you could go up there damn near ass naked and prosper. So why is it a problem with the full figure girl? Everybody else got their BBL showing. They got their fake titties all out. Everybody else half butt naked. She go up there, and even though she's very revealing, she's revealing in her own kind of big woman tasteful way. And everybody got something to say about her diabetes and all. You don't know her damn health. You don't know what her health status is. Right. How you gonna just assume she got diabetes? It's a lot of skinny ass people in the cemetery. A whole bunch of them. I didn't have a skinny friend drop dead. Okay, you understand?
Somebody said in the feed, her antics outweigh her fucking people. More people talk about her antics than her music. And the reason I brought up old school people
are selling right now.
Okay, I agree, but that's not that doesn't give you. So I can drag you if that's what you're pushing. If you're pushing this, and I'm saying, what about your music? What about your music? What about your music? And you ain't answering me back. That's like a comic, like comic that's a really good looking comic. He's all dressed up and the women love him. But it's like, what about your jokes, nigga? Okay, I hear you. That's a nice suit you're wearing. But what about your jokes?
So or
I'm gay. I happen to be gay. Like what's his name? Gerard Carmichael. Where they're pushing, that's the selling point, and that ain't really that impressive because the Will and Grace was on 20 years ago. So it's not like being gay is some amazing talent, but for some reason, people push people like Lizzo. I know you're saying they push people like Lizzo, and it's based off of more her antics. I'm gonna twerk at the baseball game. I'm gonna play the flute, and everybody. It's all that. It's like, yo, that last song was dope.
It's all that with everybody.
I don't hear the people say that.
In this genre, in this line that we're in now, at this appointed time, it's like that. That's what everybody's doing. So everybody's pivoting now. So now she ain't a good artist. Now she don't have no hot songs.
There's a guy named Toby out of Houston.
Now she not
Toby
talented. All to get out of saying we don't like that her ass fat and we don't want to see her dressed like that. That's the bottom line.
You do have a point there. You know, I think what Shang was saying, the same thing as I'm saying, right? We're still diverting from what you actually asked, and that is about the health. Instead of saying how you feel about whatever it is, people keep diverting to the fact that she might have diabetes. And after I just heard you say that the last time, it kind of smacked me in the face. That is kind of weak. I stand by what I said. I fully agree with Shang said, but in regard like that's like if you don't want your mate to cheat on you because they might get in trouble or something like that. It's like, no, I don't want you cheating on me because I don't want you cheating on me, not because you might get mononucleosis. So what, right, you know what I mean? It's a weak. That's a very weak argument. Hey, and we want Lizzo to put some pants on because she might.
I know a lot of big women. I know a lot of big women that dress and they look good. They look sexy. Yes. I would say that about a skinny girl that's twerking, or Nicki Minaj that's showing you. Absolutely. Okay, not nobody.
Don't nobody talk about
that. They talked about the hoish, that they pushed the hoish behavior of her, and I forget the name, the Stallion, where they were twerking and licking the floor and doing all kind of shit. They got heat for that too. I think that's corny too.
But not about their health though. Hey man, all that.
Ain't nobody say eating the ground will give you a dirty bacteria in your damn mouth.
You're gonna have twerk back when you turn.
Did you say I'm concerned about your ankles?
Yeah. That's all this boils down to.
Baby, I am concerned about your ACL. I am truly concerned about your hamstrings with all this twerking and the thickness. You can't have all that thickness and your calf muscles.
You can't have that thickness on a meniscus.
And all I'm saying is,
you can't put all that thickness on your meniscus.
Lizzo, okay. I'm gonna ask you this.
Breaking news. This shit is mind blowing.
No, okay, I agree. They talk about her diabetes, everything else. Name a comic, and I don't care. We on the show. We all comics. Name a comic that got over more because of that push, and I can name white comics that have done it all the time. Eliza Schlesinger would dress really sexy, and she'd get a bunch of shit. And then now she's actually become a really good stand-up within her genre. But name comics that you do the same shit where they talk more about their antics than their stand-up. I can name 3. And I like one of them a lot. Corey gets in beefs with people, and the beefs get more play sometimes than the stand-up, but then people will come see him and say, oh, he's really funny. But beefing with people works.
But ain't nobody talking about he unhealthy. He gonna die.
Yes, they do.
He got sugar. But I'm just saying.
They talk to get it.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. They used to get it.
But Val Crawford would get it. The heat.
Yeah, but they got it before social media.
But they were funny.
That. But they were funny. I'm talking
funny.
about what's going on right now with this particular artist.
Okay,
I'm not talking about what happened with Bruce and Lavelle in 95.
You talking about Lizzo, right?
We talking about what's happening in this moment. I know Lavelle and Bruce got it in 95.
Yeah, but I'm talking about right now. The reason Lizzo gets so much heat, she gets dragged, is because if her talent, her actual singing / music talent was so much higher, then they would talk about that more. But because it's not higher, they can talk about other shit. They can say, "Oh, what about this?"
They choose to.
They choose to, but it's actually makes sense because it's like, yo, your talent is not what we talk about. Whatever. But we are talking about that diabetes. You need to eat less sugar.
Her not that talented to me.
Less salt.
Even though she not undressed, her not that talented to me. She's not the greatest.
Oh no, I didn't say she's not the greatest.
But I'm just saying she hasn't grabbed me in that way.
She hasn't grabbed you in that way, but she's grabbed a platinum album that way.
And Lizzo, she grabbing people all over the world too.
Off of fuck shit. That's what she's doing.
What's the with her
twerking at the Dodgers game? That's
but
why.
I'm saying that's her grabbing people, but I don't think her is the best singer in the world either. I'm happy for the young lady's success, but I don't think she's the greatest. I don't think she's this great artist.
But she does have I beg to differ. But she also did not use sexuality or her visuals because you didn't even see her. In her videos, she purposely wouldn't be in the videos. It was just her. So you had to base your liking or disliking on the music, on the song, and the song still hit.
So let me ask you a question. You can do that with Let me ask you a question, Shane.
You don't have to do nothing with her diabetes. You can base her off not liking her with just her music.
We about to sock some bitches, about to rock some bitches.
Why do her body gotta come into play? Is all.
If I'd just heard that song and I didn't see her doing some antic shit, I'd be like, this song is garbage.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. So, I mean, I know people like.
It's her. It's. Can we also go this way, Shane? What was her reluctance about showing her body to get? Was she not proud of her thickness?
No,
was she not proud of? No, I'm just saying. Was she not proud? I mean, because you can look at it the other way and say, I don't want to. I want to give her the positive benefit of saying she hid herself from being seen was to perpetuate just her sound. Is one thing, but it could be the fact that she was there could be some personal thing about her, the way she feels and looks about herself that said, I'm not gonna do that.
But she did it because she wanted the music to stand on its own.
And I'm saying maybe sometimes, bro, when you know that about yourself, like you're self-aware that, hey, I know, Carrot Top is Carrot Top. He does all the little props and all that shit. That's not my shtick. But to say it's some bullshit and that ain't shit, it's not fair. That motherfucker's funny as fuck. So he's found his lane.
His lane.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, let me ask this.
Finding her lane with a combination of, in your words, average music and fuck shit. That's her lane.
That's her lane.
Let me ask a question about her.
And she doesn't need to be degraded because of her lane and talked about her health and all that. No, she doesn't.
Real quick. Hold on. Does her show herself now after she initially kept herself? Okay, then perhaps there's a chance that she was inspired. Maybe she did feel a way about her own presentation, and watching Lizzo be confident and comfortable within her skin, maybe she inspired her.
I'm not mad at Lizzo for being confident about a thing, but I don't give a fuck if it was my mama. If my mama's twerking at the Dodger game, I'm gonna have a problem with that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're so good and you're so confident, be confident with your fucking music. Not just that I'm twerking that game or I'm playing the flute and it's so amazing I'm playing the flute. No, forget all that. If you're so confident and you're saying she's so confident and assertive and she's a black woman and this and that, then let your music be the motherfucker that pops you off. Because I'm gonna tell you who I can name artists. You just said I can keep naming artists. I can name artists that are like that, and that's what they stand on. They stand on their musicality and their artistic ability. Where there's other people that stand on, I gotta wear this little skinny dress and I'm hot and I fuck 9 NBA dudes and now I got an album deal. You got to think the kid that said "Catch Me Outside" got an album, a rap album,
$50 million.
So I mean, no, the world's full of bullshit. I'm not saying Lizzo should be dragged for diabetes and health, but if you do fuck shit, I'm dragging you. Kanye West, I like one of the she's a gold digger. I like that song, but guess what? I'm dragging your ass for wearing a White Lives Matter shirt.
To be talking about Lizzo, and he don't take his damn medicine. He don't need to talk about nobody.
Right. He don't need to talk about nobody. Agree.
He out here
we can drag him for
that, giving his opinion. Van Lathan already told him shut his damn mouth.
Right.
He's still out here talking
and
running his mouth and don't even take his own medicine talking about Lizzo. You got bigger fish to fry than Lizzo, sir.
You got mental health to deal with.
Yeah, you have things you need to take care of. You don't need to worry about. You worry about Lizzo's health. You in a health crisis.
Currently.
What are you talking? You're currently. I mean, like, what are you doing?
Wait, so, he talked about Lizzo?
Yes, he did.
That's who you're referring to now, right?
Kanye West talked about Lizzo. He put his penny in it. I ain't even gonna give him 2 cents. His penny.
Lizzo. I mean, Kanye West is allowed to be dragged, but he's allowed to be dragged, and his music, no matter how good he made some stuff, doesn't outweigh his antics. It just doesn't. All the crazy shit he's doing has outweighed his music. And J. Cole made a song about it, like, yo, this motherfucker's mentally unstable and he thinks he's bad as he used to be, and he ain't.
That's what I'm saying. I do like J. Cole. A lot of the
What's the song called? I'm sorry, Don.
It's called Kanye Ain't Shit.
If you just put in J. Cole about Kanye,
a lot of the new I've been unable to get into a lot of the new young singers because they all sound like one voice to me.
Exactly.
So it's hard. You haven't liked them?
No, because they all sound like one voice, and it's gonna be hard when you've been raised listening to the Stephanie Mills, the Ashford and Simpsons, the Gladys Knights, and all these people.
You're right.
It's gonna be hard to listen to everybody, and all of them sound like, I don't care what they singing, they all sound like a beat it up, a boot up. That's how they all sound to me, and it just drives me crazy. When you used to turn on the radio, you knew when you heard Patti LaBelle singing. Everybody had a sound. You knew when it was Shaka Khan. You knew when it was Whitney Houston. I gotta read my radio to see who's singing the damn song.
But guess what? You don't have to
do. The song. So it's really hard to this new genre of music. I'm not saying that they're not talented. I can't call them not talented because the times I've heard them, they haven't grabbed me. I haven't delved into their music. I heard didn't make me say, let me go check this out. So I be listening to old school stuff.
You remember back in the day, like you said, everybody had their sound. The singers had a sound, but remember the producers, Gamble and we had some wonderful producers. But one thing that goes on in today's music that I don't like is that whoever produced the song has to say his name at the beginning. Joe Blow made the track. You know what I mean? Like there's a thing, the signature piece at the front of it. And it's like, dude,
I do DJ Mustard. Mustard on the track. I mean, that's
Mike Will
like
did
that,
it.
Though. You know why I like that? Because they deserve it. They deserve credit.
Listen,
too.
Not only are they going to get credit, remember, they're probably going to get more of the royalty than the person who spit blah on top of the track, right? For having produced the music. I'm just saying.
DJ Khaled.
Now he got a mansion.
Get on my damn nerves. He get on my nerves, man.
Another one.
He get on my nerves when he went out there on the basketball court and shot that ball. I see you ain't played basketball, never when you was growing up.
And nobody ever says anything about DJ Khaled's weight. No one ever mentioned
his ass needed to lose weight too.
You could tell
nobody with his pants hanging down and sagging.
What's the dude out of Miami? He's big.
Rick Ross.
And he always showing his titties and stuff. Don't nobody say nothing about him.
Fat Joe, we could go down the line.
We can go down the line, but because there is a double standard pertaining to men and women, we know that's fucked up and that's bad. But I'm saying, when they do fuck shit, I'm dragging them too. Like,
but remember,
we try to act like we can't drag certain people.
But we got to remember though too. Remember, Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, and Rick Ross are also attached to one of the greatest that we had that we lost due to it with Big Pun. So we do have a sample, and maybe that's why they don't get it like that we've lost. You know what I'm saying? Big Pun died basically.
Everybody pretty much died that way 1,000 pounds, though.
That's kind of
people live long that way 1,000 pounds.
Okay, I'll give you an example. If I saw a buddy twerking at the Dodger game
anywhere,
and I am Buddy's
if Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle,
I am dragging Buddy.
Buddy, you gonna get it.
My comedy should outweigh my fuck shit.
That's right, buddy.
Exactly.
My comedy genius should outweigh my fuck shit.
I just feel like
I'm working tomorrow.
No, with comedy, you got to admit, there's some people that get internet following that smokes everybody. When you stop twerking, get your ass down there. We stopped it, buddy. Oh my goodness. The people that can only hear this, if you could just see what I just saw. My eyes.
Let me ask y'all. Go ahead, Shane. Make your point. I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to say that there's a lot of comics that have internet followings that had to play catch up on their funny. Now, they're funny now because I'm going to tell you that Country Wayne, that motherfucker is beast in it. And so is Desi Banks. But they also had a huge following from skits and whatever else. But now they can talk shit about their stand-up. Now, there's still a lot of other ones that's still suspect that ain't got their stand-up at the level of their social media. And that's what the world is. Just like you said, Dominique, now it's a different ball game. And I know cats that I've been on the road with that smoke me social media-wise and shouldn't follow me in a car, let alone on stage. But
go ahead, Shane.
But they got the bag though.
They got the bag. They do. Okay, this is what I wanted to ask y'all. If you know who this guy is and what you think about Charleston White. Y'all know Charleston White?
Man,
he's a blogger.
Scared to respond about that.
The blogger.
The blogger. Are you guys familiar?
Do you know who that? You know who that is, Shane?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
No.
You know, buddy. He's a blogger, and the reason I'm really bringing him up, why do people have problems? He tells the truth. From what I could take, he's a stock Trump reporter. He say he voting for Trump if Trump run again because the money was flowing when Trump was in there. So he liked Donald Trump. But I am a person that whatever opinion a person has about a situation, I'm not bothered by that. I don't mind. Like if Buddy has a strong opinion, if Shane has a strong opinion, if G has a strong opinion, like that's what makes us different. You can have a strong opinion about anything you want. Why are people so bothered? And he's really going after rappers. He's out to get rappers. So he says things to get these rappers all up in a bunch. These rappers publicly threaten him. He calls the police and he has them locked up. And people like, oh, that's some fuck shit. Well, he's telling you that's what he does. He's telling you that's what his mission is because he does not feel rappers serve our community well. So the less of them rappers there are of this generation, the better for him. So if you do something to him, he gonna rat you out. And he says different things like he doesn't care about what happened with Nip, things to the effect of like, we're sad that Nip got killed. He said, but he was a gangster. He said, and in the world he lives in, this is how these type of things happen. You might not agree, you might agree. Who knows? If it all depends on how you feel, but when the person speaks their truth and their reality, why are people so uncomfortable with that?
Well, you start off because
I'll say this, that I said this on the show a few weeks back about Candace Owens. I loathe her. I loathe her.
But stab in the forehead, loathe.
But she can make sense. She can make a point.
And a broken clock is right.
What I'm saying is 100% of the things that she says is not outrageous. Sometimes she can, in the center of that, right? So I'm not saying I support her. I'm saying that, so it's very similar with Charleston White. A lot of the things that he says, it's hard to argue with, except I'm a man who has a moral compass, and I'm a man who there's certain things, there are lines that I would never cross. If something is deemed sacred, even if I don't deem it sacred, I'm not about to go piss on that side of the fence just to stoke. Because I think that Charleston White, I think he's really smart, and I think even more
he's
so
very smart.
He not only about what he says, but how he does it. He knows that he's poking the
bear. Yeah, he does know.
And he has the net and the suit, right? He knows he's doing it. So I think that's why people respond like that. I don't think people are mad that he has the opinion. Like I said, there's diplomacy, right? There's a way, if somebody like myself, I'm not confrontational. So if I say something controversial, I'm going to use some language and a tone so that it can be received, so that we don't have to fight at the end. Because if you hit me, we're going to fight at the end. And I wouldn't be saying it so that we'd be fighting in the end. You know what I mean? Just so that you can hear my opinion. But he does very specifically make sure that it is received in a fighting spirit. And remember, to answer the question, I think that's why people are upset with his opinions, is because of how he.
But why can't you just? I don't understand why people can't just ignore him and be like, all right, man, fuck, I ain't getting in.
Or say fuck you to him. Okay.
Why can't they just?
The reason I think that he gets a lot of smoke is because if you're a Trump supporter, I don't give a fuck right now that people say, well, you got to reach out to the Trump supporters. No, I don't. I'm not reaching out halfway to no more bigots and xenophobes and fucking idiots. If you're a fucking idiot and you think that Trump is the best choice, then guess what? Then you're an asshole. And I'm not. People keep saying, well, you got to see the other things. There is no other side. This motherfucker is a insurrectionist. He's an absolute insurrectionist. He's a corrupt, trying to be a mob boss. And if you prop that type shit up, like Charles does, then you fall in the asshole category. If I'm like, yeah, man, I'm these pedophiles, ain't nothing wrong with that, then you got to look at me like, and Buddy be like, yo, I like the dudes that like little young girls. Then I would look at Buddy like, get the fuck on with that.
Yeah,
that's why people don't like him.
Why am I? Okay, I don't
understand. I'm just saying.
Buddy said, why?
I'm not gonna be the one. Why?
Change your tone. No, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. Right now, I think Charleston, man,
extra.
He's extra in the sense that he knows what he's doing. I think comedically, he's trying to. It's like a person that's saying, fire in a crowded theater. He knows what he's doing when he's doing that. I don't particularly care for his positioning. I think he says some funny shit every now and then. Comedically, he has a tone and a swag about the shit he says that's funny. It's Southern homegrown silly shit. And then he tops it off with, let me say some more controversial shit that's going to get everybody to listen to what I'm saying. So in reality, and
he's a troll.
He says fuck shit to get clicks. I really believe that. He's saying all of this shit. I don't think he anymore believes the shit he says as far as it's going to get him clickbait. I don't think he's really serious, because listen, anybody that's, and I say this, and this is the misconception about people and the president. First of all, the president does not make law.
No.
That's the first thing. So anybody that's talking about what happens during the reign of a president, first of all, you're an ignorant motherfucker because you don't know civics.
Yeah, you don't make two.
So first of all, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's go also to the fact that every time a Republican president in his office has been in the office since about the 1960s, whenever they get done, a Democratic president has to come and fix their bullshit.
Facts.
I mean, literally, the country is damn near about to explode when a Republican president leaves office. A Democratic president will come in, and shit has to be restored. Dignity. I mean, the country's moral center, rights, all that kind of shit. Money, all that kind of shit. And I can, starting with and we can go all the way back to Reagan. We can go back to Ronald. We can go back to Ronald Reagan. We can go back to Richard Nixon. So don't keep telling me this bullshit about, well, when a president was in. No, it was the Congress that was in there that was doing the fuck shit.
And they were Republican based.
And most of them. And so here I say this: anybody that's promoting extolling the virtues of a president doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's an ignorant, unfactual based bunch of bullshit. So they're saying that shit to fuck with you. Like, I don't believe Kanye West probably don't have nothing to do with fucking Donald Trump other than to say, I know this is going to make people, it's going to fuck with people. To be opposite, to be arbitrary.
But he did kiss him on the forehead though, bro.
Bro, listen. Like I said,
I'm good, Walt.
It's all a bunch of, I believe it's all a bunch of clickbait bullshit. It's all a bunch of clickbait bullshit. It's just like with rappers who talk about, yeah, man, I'm from the streets and my gang and my gang. Bitch, you went to a private school. Your mama wasn't educated. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me a bunch of bullshit.
Mark Nash said, but children should be off limits, because recently Charleston White had a problem with T.I.'s son, with T.I. because T.I. spoke up because Charleston White said something about
his son. And listen,
again, but his son interjected himself into that.
Exactly. Listen, his son is grown.
Yeah, he's not a baby.
He's not a baby. Yeah. He's and like Herschel Walker's son, not a baby. They on social media doing all this shit talking, rabble rousing and shit with their lips, and now they get mad when oh man, don't talk about my baby. Wait a minute, your son or your daughter is online doing all this saying all this old grown shit talk. They putting themselves in a position to get some of this back smoke. You gonna get some of it.
But here's the thing, though, buddy. Real quick, the analogy though to Kanye doing weird things to conjure looks and clicks. Charleston White is taking the Crips and the Bloods and the GDs, right? Not just the rappers. Remember, it kind of faltered to the rapper. So his walk to Walmart is different based in that. Right, he lives this. This is not just about clicks, because when he go to the grocery store, them dudes in the street, when he gets on the plane and because he's traveling. And by the way, did y'all know he did a set at Uptown?
Was it good?
I haven't seen it, but it's on YouTube. I heard a comic we all got respect for. I'm not gonna say his name here just cause told me, he said that dude is gonna make it. That dude is gonna be a star.
I didn't say he was. I said my opening quote was he said some funny shit.
That's what reminded me of it. But the real thing is when you go at the rolling, calling street gangs, Crip and blood gangs by their set name, calling gangsters by real gangsters and making a mockery of the people that those people hold sacred. That's different than trolling from Kanye's space.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this again, bro. If you're going to go there, if you're going to go there, if that's going to be your shtick, that's your shtick. Yeah. And so I'm not saying that his shit's not real. Like I just believe the controversy and the way he's presenting it, he might really be a gangster. I mean, he might really be a thug and a straight up whatever blood crip, whatever shit he's on, that could be his shit. I'm not saying he's not. What I'm saying is the way he's presenting this shit he's throwing this out into the atmosphere, that's some shit for the internet.
I'm just saying so is what Kanye does, except when Kanye does his personal issue, whatever backlash we say about Black Lives Matter, he's not likely to get taken out for having done it, where dude is putting himself in a real
because they're propping him up, bro.
No, I'm saying he's throwing those kinds of stones at those type of folks.
Charleston, and this is the thing. Some people, bro, do that shit, do that controversial shit, like, hey man, if you're gonna come out and you're gonna be the snitch on the FBI, or you're gonna be the cop that says this, mother, you know what you're doing. You're gonna be Serpico, you know what you're doing. You know that's your lot. That's your lot. Don't
act like you didn't know.
Yeah, don't act like, oh shit, man. Now the same shit, and this is what's funny to me, is Charleston can't use that like, oh, these motherfuckers are after me. Motherfucker, look what you did.
Right.
Now, see,
you can't be no victim. You can't play victim.
With doing stand up and
doing shit like this and being controversial. You can't be a victim. Like for example, Corey Holcomb. I love Corey. I think he's fantastic. I think he's one of the funniest dudes on the planet. But he can't play victim when women come up and go, "Hey man, fuck you." He can't be like, "Oh, Corey ain't gonna be that way, no way." But I'm saying, you can't subject yourself to now being, oh man, I don't know why people are saying this shit about me. Kind of, motherfucker, this is what you're putting out.
He's not asking that. Don asked, why do people respond to him? And I'm saying because he crosses over the line of what people
are responding to him because he's going there.
Because he goes there.
You say he doing stand-up, but I would be scared to go to his stand-up show because in this generation we in, the way he talking about these people, they would shoot up for real. Like Mark said, like G said, you'll get the whole comedy club shot up like that.
You catching all kind of smoke.
I mean, he didn't talk about everybody. He talked about Soulja Boy's teeth. Talking about teeth ain't supposed to be white. I mean, he talked about everybody.
Oh, he goes all the way in and maneuvers up. There's a video from yesterday or the day before where he was somewhere and got pressed in a gas station, and the police were there, and you could see him. He's telling just like what he says he's gonna do. He's telling they pull a gun on me, and they pull it, and they went in the silver car, and somebody said something. He's like, and he was with him. Officer, he's out there doing.
I mean, listen, man.
That's who he said he was.
You can't be mad at a bona fide snitch. This nigga, he's the snitch nigga. He's the bitch ass snitch nigga in your neighborhood. That's like, I'm telling, and he told you. But in all his videos, he says that's who I am.
But listen, the purpose for which he said it. That's the kind of why I introduced Candace Owens here. There's some spaces when Candace speaks, like I said, I don't like her. And mainly she uses what I think is accurate to make an entire another point. That's what I don't like. Same thing I said last week on this show about White Lives Matter t-shirt. But he says, again, it's something I've been on. Snitching. I have a thing about how street code, it goes direct opposite accordance with the code of law. But the code of law changes every year, but we still own a street code from 1955. And so and remember, gangsters and thieves had a code. There was honor amongst thieves, and there was no grandmamas and babies. There was no. And every day this week, I'm here with my 83-year-old father. Every day this week, I seen where they knocking 82-year-old men out, snatching their phone. There was a code. So now, if y'all are gonna keep shooting and children are getting shot, what I look like not telling?
Because you violating code, right?
Gangsters killing gangsters is regular business as usual. Gangsters making a mistake and killing school kids and old ladies. We're not in the streets.
Right.
We don't abide by that code.
I'm just going to the store to get some cookies.
We were just going to try. She was just trying to make sure to keep this house together, man. And you got clipped on some goofball stuff.
People like that shit. People like Dom said it. You go to that show, chances are there's gonna be some thugs in the audience being like, I don't like that nigga. Wait till he come on stage.
Especially after the T.I. thing. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see the next trip.
He's not a like person, so I don't even know. I don't think he's gonna even get a fair shot with the comedy like the other guys from the internet, because they didn't have this trail of hate following them.
Right, like Country Wayne's just about his business, doing his thing.
Yeah.
What about this though? When T.I. started doing comedy, you had a lot of. Well, I'm not gonna remember when. I would imagine. I would like to say that when we all started doing comedy, we weren't the comedians we are now. So this is certainly not an attack on his ability. What I'm saying is, no, I'm not judging that. What I was saying is, what we all understand is there are codes and rules, written and unwritten, in stand-up comedy to which you will abide. Right? T.I. is not the first famous person who switched to become a comedian. Everybody who comes a comedian, the art and craft of stand-up comedy requires your respect, and you will respect it. And he learned when he took the L at Madison Square Garden
and Microsoft Center. And
see, again, not trying to get into it. I'm saying about the moment that you understand that you have to fall into this. Remember all the drug dealers who do comedy now? The comedy didn't turn to the dope game. The dope dealers had to fall in and learn how to do comedy and respect it. And I'm saying in that space, when people were supposed to be saying, hey, dude, listen, man, when you go on stage, you're supposed to do it like this. Hey, man, you might want to do this because this is the rule. They didn't do it. They all took pictures and posted them online like you know what I mean? Yeah. You got a million pictures. That's what it says. Somebody was supposed to tell T.I., these are the things you're supposed to do. And after it started, I was saying, anybody online with a picture with T.I. is not eligible. You stood next to the man in the place where the rules are established and picked up and learned, and instead you took a picture with the man and let him pat him on his back.
But he don't like you talk about it. He don't like you talk about his comedy. He don't like nobody talk about it. He get mad. He stepped to the girl down in Atlanta. He was giving beef to Godfrey. And
that was prior to. That was all leading right on up to the lesson.
Yeah, I mean, he got booed and justifiably so. But I just think
that came before all of the antics, running amok, talking. Remember, he said it was easy. All of that was before catching that big L. That will help you. That's what I'm saying.
7 minutes getting booed is
what I'm just saying. Somebody was supposed to say, "Yo, dude, do it like this." Hey, man, when the light comes on, so yo, bro, we gotta be respectful. Yo, man, right? It's a lot of stuff in there that's unwritten.
You know what? Sometimes, man, and that's the problem. Like you said, this game has rules and regulations that it has protocols, and when you think you've established and you're above them because of your status, whether you're an actor that's trying to do comedy and you're an established actor, or you're a football player
or basketball player,
you're a professional wrestler. I don't give a damn what it is. You come in this stand-up arena, you think your celebrity or whatever supersedes the rules of comedy. you know, you're gonna get a rude awakening, bro. Listen, there are a lot of comics, man, that I think sometimes after you become a little bit more known, famous, you get courtesy laughs, you know, sometimes because you know of who you are, your status as an actor or a musician or whatever, they're gonna give you some courtesy laughs. But bruh, when it's time for you to go in there and maybe everybody ain't you might have a room full of T.I. haters or you know whatever you are, bro. You gotta be able to rely on your material and your talent,
skill set,
to get you through or past where you think you are as a comic.
Right.
But the reason is people were upset with T.I. because he was getting all these big shows that people felt he didn't deserve. And if I'm a promoter, you fucking right, I'm putting T.I. on the show. But I'm not putting him up trying to close after no earthquake or no hitters.
But keep it real, Shane. Do you believe that people were upset? We've all just listed 15 genres. When I got to LA, Rerun, Tempest Bledsoe, Ron from Different World, and Calvin from 227 was on the list at the high every week. Right? We've seen a lot of people come from something else into stand-up, and nobody was mad at them. What we were making sure is that you respect the rules, the written and the unwritten.
And that's how we go ahead, G. Finish your
I just wanted to wrap that.
And that's how we gonna wrap this up. You gotta respect the stage. That's all we basically saying. Respect the written and unwritten rules of stand-up. But I always say about stand-up, if you're not good at it, it's gonna reveal itself. It's gonna reveal itself, and you're gonna get tired. People get tired. You're gonna get tired of going up there and not getting no laughs. People looking at you and feeling all awkward, and all that celebrity or whatever you might be, and all of your basketball and all of your acting, you're gonna get tired. Don't nobody want to take L's. I don't care what the hell you doing. You got a room full of people, and they looking at you like, all right, just go ahead on and sing then. This ain't working for you. You know, if you're an actress or actor, just go ahead on and do a monologue then, because the comedy ain't working. Show us what we saw on TV. Comedy gonna reveal itself.
Hey, Dominique, I remember this boxer, man. This dude tried to box. He was a boxer, professional boxer. And he go try, and he was getting booed. These motherfuckers said, throw a jab, nigga. Give it an uppercut, nigga. Knock your stuff out. They was booing this nigga so bad. I was in the back. Knock yourself out, nigga.
Throw a jab. That's all I'm saying. We had a great conversation. I appreciate my guests. Y'all been great. Tell them where they can find you at, Buddy and Shang, and give them your social media handles. Y'all been off the chain. We had a good time in here today.
Hey, y'all, I'm the real Buddy Lewis Jokes on Instagram and Buddy Lewis Jokes on Facebook. Please hit me up.
Yeah, and it's at comedian Shang. If you follow me, you won't get stabbed at a wedding. So I need y'all to follow me. Follow me on the gram, and also check out the website, iamshang.com. By the way, I just want to shout out my special just hit 937,000 views.
All right, Shang. All right.
Y'all, keep checking out the show. It's called Shang and Shangri. It's on Apple TV, Amazon, and if you got Tubi, we just got on Tubi. So if you got
Tubi,
so make sure y'all watch it. I'm trying to get to 1 million views, so I get a little plaque if I get 1 million views. I want that little plaque. So
man, you get 1 million views on the picture of the plaque when you post it on IG. So we're looking forward to that too, man. For sure, man. Again, always glad to be here on Dominique and Friends, man. And always got my friends here. Of course, I love my sister so much. And Buddy and Shang, so good to see y'all.
I love y'all.
Good to see you, man.
Again, make sure to follow me.
Follow me on.
Oh man, you know what, he's doing well, man. We had a trip to the doctor yesterday. Got some news, but you know we in good shape. You know what I mean? I'm grateful, very grateful for what we got, which is abundant. Follow me right here. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm taking some weatherman classes. I just ain't read the manual yet.
It's
right here in Mexico. I mean Mexico.
Right here in the box.
Right
in the box. In the box.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Mark and Walter, who was pushing for me to get back over there to do Michael Collier's show, man. So I'll be on Mike's show in the morning.
Good. Culturally urban. I gotta do Mike's show too.
Yeah, word up. And I got some other stuff going, but y'all know how it goes. Next Wednesday, I'll be sitting right here with my sister, Dominique.
Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching and listening. Please, all my guests, please follow my guests on their Instagram handles and whatever work they do. Not only are they funny and great on this platform, but they also are funny and great in their own right. They got a lot going on. We don't have no fuddy duddies on here. We don't have we keep a standard on here.
Got no poop butts over here.
Yeah, so you can trust
Ain't no really poops in this room.
What we talking about over here. Next week I'll be at the comedy club in Memphis at Chuck's Comedy House. The week after that, that will be the October the 20th through the 23rd. October, I want to say 29th through the 31st, I'll be at Tommy T's.
Nice.
Tommy T's. I saw your picture on the wall.
Yeah, Tommy.
This past weekend.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it, buddy?
We had a good time in there. Love that.
Tommy T's, and then I'm going to Columbus, Georgia at the River Center. Earthquake, JJ Williamson, Doodoo Brown. So get your tickets for those shows. And I'm headed to a city near you. The Funny will be in town. So when you see it pop up, get your tickets because the Funny will be going down. Like we say every week, we here every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like our motto is, we gonna laugh, we might cry, but we ain't gonna lie. That's what we keep our standard to. We had a great time. We'll see you next week.
All love, D. G.
All right, D.
Love you, buddy.